What up, y'all? I'm here again with another review. I wasn't going to do this review of Greenleaf. I wasn't going to do the review because I know it's about 5 days late, but I like the show and I want to just keep my comments going along with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out here. I know it's going to be a little bit late, but hopefully y'all look at it now and get another perspective from it. But the show I'm reviewing right now is Greenleaf, Season 1, Episode 6, and it's Good Morning Calvery is what the name of the episode is. The reason why I like Greenleaf is because I grew up in church like this. Not maybe so mega, but people think like these large congregations like the Potter House, and or any place. In major cities where there's a large church where you have to have two services and each one of them be packed up. Everybody thinks that those churches are necessarily the real deal. If you really looked at how they operated for real and knew how these saints work, some of these saints, man, oh man, they're nothing. I don't care if they don't go out. I don't care if they don't smoke weed. I don't care if they don't do any drugs or drink or do anything. They still are messy and just do hateful and spiteful things. They always say that the church folks are the worst folks. And I do. That rings so true. It really does ring true to me. So let's get started with this review because I really and truly enjoyed this episode for real. Might take me forever to upload this mug, but I haven't had the time to go through that encoding process to make it go faster and all that type of stuff. So it takes forever for me to upload my videos, but I'm gonna get there. Okay, so it started off with, well, y'all remember last week when Grace sit there and told her father that she would take over Jacob's responsibility, except for she wasn't going to preach. Okay, but as the bishop was leaving, she said, I do want to start, first thing I'm going to do is start a support group for ladies who have been sexually abused. And he said, okay. So that's where it picks up this week at. Her support group for the ladies was meeting, and the thing is, it's sad. It really is sad. To hear the story of one of the attendees there. I think her name is Tracy. Don't hold me to it, but I think her name is Tracy. And Tracy was in there telling her story how she was molested, and you know what? I thank God I wasn't ever molested, but I know that happens to a lot of people. Some adults, and they might wait until they're 40 or 50 years old to say that I was molested when I was a child, because they're ashamed and they're embarrassed. And I like the show that it hits on these different issues, and basically the basis of this whole show right now is Grace coming back to Graceland for her sister Faith's memorial service or whatever it is, because she committed suicide. But Faith, how it all started off, Faith was molested by Uncle Mac. And Uncle Mac, I know he's some shicey stuff. But anyway, she was telling her story, and everybody was like hugging afterwards, and she's like, I just want to thank you for starting this group, and it was like I had an apple in my throat and I just had to get it out. And then her husband comes up in there, and you could tell the way Tracy, come on. And he holding the kids all gripped up like he really snatched them on after. But I'm like, why he acting like this in a church? Man, come on now. But I called it in my head, y'all. I said, that motherfucker beats her ass. I know, I called it in my head. I already seen it. And they went ahead and left. So... Is that how I'm going to end it? Yeah, they just... So, you could see the fear in her eyes when she seen him. And the way he was staring down Grace when he was walking out. It's just... There was nothing good about this character. And in all actuality, I wouldn't be surprised before it's all over if he doesn't end up killing her. I'm for real. He fucked her up later on in the episode. Because I'm not going to go scene by scene by scene by scene by scene. I'm going to go with Tracy right now. Because with Tracy... Later on in the episode, Noah comes and gets Grace out of a meeting that she was having, and or she, it was, well, I mean, he probably says there's somebody in your office. I think she might have been studying for, I mean, what her sermon was going to be. Oh, she's talking to another pastor. Okay. She's talking to another pastor about, because he gave her a book so she could study because she was going to be preaching. We'll get to that in a second here. So she goes to the office and Tracy up in there. Man, I'm telling you, he must have sit there and just aimed right for that one eye and not just hit it once, but he must have hit that motherfucker about 4 or 5 times. Man, her eye was red swollen. Now, when you have a dark-skinned person and it's got that purple look to it, I mean, he tore her up. He tore her up for real, and I'm feeling like, oh man, she going. I mean, so they put her up in a hotel because she was talking about, I just go home. And they said, no. Her and Kevin both was, and they said, oh no, you can't do that. He said, just give us some time. So they got a hotel room for the night while they was looking for her and her kids to be able to go to a shelter. But when Grace found out that Kevin did, because Kevin did find a spot for her to be able to go, she had 30 days to live there rent free until she can try to pull herself together, get a little job or something, and then they'll work it out from there. I mean, I guess they'll come up with adjustments in with how much you make or whatever if you can find a job, and then you take it from there. But at least you ain't going back to your husband. Well, when she goes to the hotel, Tracy didn't checked out. And I'm gonna be so mad if it's not Tracy, because I can't even call the girl Tracy, but yeah. So she done checked out, and then we see her again when Grace is about to preach, and she's sitting there with her husband next to her and looking like, poor thing. She looks like she's just petrified, but next to him, like she's just there. I mean, it really was a good thing, and I don't like domestic violence at all. Period. Because my mama got her butt beat. I mean, sometimes, and I'm telling you, I never want nobody to put their hands on my mother at all. Period. So, I mean, this is a deep topic to me. But let's get to Kevin and Charity. Okay, the Satterleys. That's what they are. Kevin Satterley and Charity Greenleaf Chatterley. Now, Charity is beefing with the choir director. Because this choir director, queen that he is, okay, and I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. And I don't like sissies like that performing up in the church like they just halfway crazy. And I'm not saying that you can't be gay, because I'm up in the choir too. But you don't have to be over the top, just nasty is what he is, okay. And see, that's the problem with queens. Sometimes they have this attitude that they just want to perform and show out, and it really ain't an attractive look at all. It really is not. I don't get it. I don't know why at every stage and every point you have to do that, and then the ones that want to pull you in there to have to act like, well, you ain't living your truth. Nigga, do you even know what my truth is? And my truth is what I'm giving you. I ain't giving you no motherfucking goddamn more. I ain't giving you no motherfucking goddamn less. You gonna tell me? Well, about when I'm gonna come out. But queens out here was a piece of trade. But then when you had the motherfucking trade, then you want to be married to them. You want them to leave your wife, leave their girlfriend, come out shack. That shit ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't. Just nip that shit in the motherfucking bud. But Kevin, man, man, I tell you, it was one thing when she's asleep. This woman's talking all about what's going on with the choir and how the choir director is not listening to her, and and she wasn't fired. And he was like, so he's sitting there the whole entire time on BGC or Adam for Adam. I don't know what he was on, but all he was scrolling through were the men. Now, I was thinking that you was in denial, Kevin. And I guess after that last episode, last time, when he was thumbing through it, but he's stone cold. He's gay. Okay, he's gay. Period. Like, and I'm not even gonna give him to be a top. I'm not. Because he just doesn't give me that hardness or the thuggishness. I mean, he just doesn't give me that thorough nigga type. No, he don't give me that. Especially when he was floating, him and motherfucking the white boy was sitting there having their little flirtation thing going on where they was having that sleepover. I mean, I peeped that all the way back then, but he's steady going through that phone looking for what's in there. I'm like, damn, you that? I mean, I done messed with some motherfucking goddamn, but I know that nigga ain't gonna ever be sitting there right while his girls motherfucking there going through no motherfucking goddamn pictures of dudes. Come on now, what's wrong with you? But he is, and so Charity, I mean, she sit there and fired the Queen choir director. So she's sitting there interviewing, and she interviewed this one guy, and then he was sitting there saying, "Well, you know, I've always been singing, and I like Jesus would be offensive." I mean, whatever the song was, and she started it off, and he finished it, and they sung it together, so they kick in. Okay, they kick in good, but he said, "Well, I hope I hear something from you." She said, "Wait a minute. You don't have to worry about hearing from me. I'm gonna tell you now. You got the job." Now, once again, this sissy right here. At least he's honest, okay, and I don't even have no problem with that. But if you was really wanting to disclose this, you would have said that right in the beginning of the interview. If you felt like you were gonna go, why even come to the interview and then think that you're just gonna spring it on them at the very last moment after you're gonna sit there and waste her time, your time? If that's what you thought was happening, okay, like you got. I want you to know up front. I'm gay, and my partner will be coming with me on Sundays. Well, you gonna be up in the choir stand, baby. He's gonna be down below, so y'all don't have to sit there and be walking out hand in hand either. But if you decide to do that, if that's what you decide to do, I'm who am I to judge? I mean, but that just gets me back to the point of how everybody wants everybody to accept everything all the time, and we don't all have to accept how things are, but we can just, but we're tolerant of it. We can deal with it. But then when you go overboard and do something crazy, but they hide. I mean, she was like, "Well, I don't care," and so she was telling, Charity was telling Kevin about the person. She's hyped. There was that kind of chemistry there as far as musically or whatever. Being in the gospel singing. They had a little vibe going on, so she was excited about him. His attitude is much different than the one that they just got fired. And so he was like, she said, but there's one thing, and don't be mad. She said, he's gay. And he said, well, how do you know he's gay? He told me. And he gonna act like he got a problem because this motherfucker's out. And she said, well, what's the name, whatever the old choir director's name is, and I ain't gonna even put no emphasis on him, because that queen walking around with that scarf around his motherfucking neck, everybody in the motherfucking church could tell a mile away that motherfucker was a sissy. A sissy was to the core. But shit. But anyway, he was acting like he had an attitude because he's out, and I'm like, man, he gonna peep your game. Okay, he gonna peep your game, and it's gonna be something that's gonna happen, and you gonna have a conversation with him. And sissy knows another motherfucking goddamn sissy straight off the motherfucking goddamn bag. Okay, and my thing is you could be able to tell her, because my girlfriends sometimes always be like, Ken, I know just the perfect guy for you. Bitch, if you know the perfect guy for me, that's the wrong guy for me, because I don't want nobody that you know that is that open to tell you that they fuck around. So if you know, why my hair be like this and there, all the wrinkles? But if you know that they are, and you try to set me up, no thanks. I'll pass. But he act like he got a problem because he's openly out. Well, it really don't take no rocket scientists for people to walk around, and then that'll be another lie. You just walking around the church saying, I mean, if that's who your partner is, and you want to come up in there, and then you come up there and you do that, and the church is, and if the church don't accept you for that, then that's not the church for you. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But I mean, I like the fact that he was up. I mean, it was straight to the point, and you know, now we're gonna go to the scene where the bishop goes sees with Oprah. Oprah plays the character Mavis, or Aunt Mavis. She has this little club, that she has, and I mean, a nice little establishment or whatever, little bar or whatever. I mean that she has, but Bishop went and they was taking a walk, and he was trying to actually fill out why Grace was actually back, but he knows why Grace is back for real, and that's what Oprah basically told him. Look, you already know why she's here. He said, no, I don't. That's what she said. No. You just want you want me to be able to tell you, so now you can act like you know, but you already know. And he was like, basically disagreeing with her that he already knew that she's back because of faith. I mean, she wants Uncle Matt to pay for it. She does. She wants him to pay, and she wants to stop him from ever doing it to somebody else. She wants to speak up about it. So that was that. But Lady May showed her ass this time too. Lady May, this is going to be a real short video because Lady May, she got an attitude with and first, I'm gonna tell y'all this. At first, how she was talking, she said, "Won't you just go ahead and reinstate?" Well, no, he said, "Well, it's the third Sunday, and it's time for me to go." I mean, somebody has to preach at one of their sister churches that they have. He goes every 3 weeks, on the third Sunday. So, I mean, to preach there. And normally Jacob would be sitting there preaching in his absence, but he sat Jacob down. So she was like, "Oh." So he said, "I was thinking about having." So he was telling Lady May, it's the third Sunday. She said, "Oh, it was the third Sunday already?" She said, "It seemed like it just went by." He said, "Well, I was thinking about having Grace preach." She said, "Wait, down there?" Because she anywhere but where she was at. And he was like, "No, here at Calvery." And she was like, "Are you sure? With her attitude and how she believes on things, are you really going to let her get up in the pulpit? Won't you just sit there and reinstate Jacob and call it a day?" And then he was like, "No, Jacob's not ready." But basically, what she was trying, she said, she said, "Wait a minute, you ain't even planning on reinstating him at all, are you?" And so they got in a little tiff about this because he's like, I don't know what Jacob's going to do, but basically he was saying he don't really have the calling to be a preacher for real, and as in his eyes right now, he ain't coming. So she's talking about, you always had it out for Jacob. You never wanted to give him a chance. I had to, even when Grace left, I had to sit there and beg and plead for you to sit there and give that boy a chance. And I was like, well, excuse me, y'all. I was thinking maybe, because this happened in my church too, that maybe Lady May is the second wife. Because I was thinking, well, maybe she's not Grace's actually mother. She's just Jacob. I mean, she's Jacob's mother. And I couldn't really figure it out. But but now I know that that's not the case, because I was like, well, maybe she's not. I mean, maybe with Jacob, I think Jacob is younger than Grace. And so anyway, my thinking was wrong, because later on in the episode, Lady May comes up to Grace. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart right there. Came up to Grace to talk about, well, I hear you're going to be preaching this Sunday. And then she sit there and said, ooh. And she, all this fakery, fucking bullshit that she was doing and putting out there, like she was really, glad for it and everything. And then she started, I hope you're not going to do one of those sermons. Them crazy off the wall sermons or whatever, like going down mentioning faith and all. I guess bringing up old memories and all that type of stuff. She didn't want her to focus on that. She just wanted her to focus on the word. And Grace said, Mama, have you ever loved me? Because The mother, I don't know what it is about Lady Mae, but also, I mean, my bishop's wife, I didn't know what it was about her. We sitting in the choir stand, and we might be singing, and we doing praise and worship, and we might not be clapping our hands. She'll turn around, and nobody could see this look. Nobody could see this look at whatsoever. And she would give us a mean mug look, like you say, if y'all don't start clapping your hands, it's going to be on. So, I mean, that's just how she is. And those whole type of attitudes. So, I mean, I was thinking the same thing, Grace. Does she love you? I mean, from day one when you came for face thing, she still was being shady. I hope you ain't coming here to start none of your mess. Bitch, please. Anyway, told y'all that this was going to be a quick one. It ended up with Grace getting ready to give her sermon. She had this little cookie cutter one that I think she might have got offline or whatever, and she tweaked it a little bit. But she's going to start off, I mean, from the heart, what the Lord is going to give her. And that's what that pastor said earlier to you. I mean, sometimes he'll just drop it to you right in the middle of you speaking what your sermon's supposed to be. So, you got to go with what God tells you. I mean, where He moves you. And I've seen that a lot of time in church. Pastor has a sermon going, and when the Spirit of the Lord comes up in there, it goes totally different direction. But I love to show y'all. I do. I mean, Tyler's done a very, very good thing with how he is actually writing this, and it's realistic of a church. I will say that. Of course, I mean, all that backbiting and all that. Now, not necessarily everybody at the at dinner table all the time, every day like that. Nah, that's not. But anyway, that's it, y'all. I'll see y'all later on. Peace.